Good day, my name is Antheus Kai said. Welcome back to another episode of The Binding of Isaac Flash. My throat has been a little bit hurty a little bit. Going to at least attempt to take it a little bit easier, at least for this particular episode. A little bit scratchy. This is what happens when, every time they say, hey, you should always warm up before you do some sort of exercise. I should have. And unfortunately, I was not the smartest tool, or rather the sharpest tool in the shed, and I didn't really follow that rule per se. And now I am suffering the consequences of my actions of having a really hurty throat. How's my day going? Actually going pretty damn well, thank you very much for asking. Other than the raspy throat that I'm having, not much else has been going on. I will say, at least when this video goes live, there should be another video that's been posted on the channel, which will be my first ever long-form edited video, and I'm hoping that in the future I could have more of those kinds of videos. Of course, being the first edited video, it's not anything that spectacular, and obviously at possibly less edits than I thought, or at least lesser edits than I would have wanted anyway. Wanted to do more, but overall I think I'm fairly satisfied for like a first draft with almost no help whatsoever, and just going with the flow with what I could do in DaVinci Resolve. There are some things about it that I'm not the most happiest for, but hey, I think overall I did a pretty damn well job. Still trying to learn how to fix audio and whatnot. That part will probably almost never get fixed, Well, hopefully it will get fixed one of these days, but that day is not today. After all, for me right now, it is getting a little bit late. However, I think overall, I'm still pumped up and happy to do a little bit of Isaac recording. I also am going to try and perhaps attempt to not sound as monotone as I always am, although the raspy throat does not help the situation whatsoever. I was watching or rather, I was recommended a video on secret campers. I honestly, the more I watch those kinds of videos, the more I'm kind of captivated by them. And how they can make this small little house, what is essentially a house, in such a small little apartment that feels cozy. Although, if I'm being honest, it kind of sounds very difficult to live in. That I'm not sure if I have the strength or the willpower to do so. Gonna turn down the audio a little bit. It's kind of hurting my little ears a little bit. You ever think that all those times when you had to go and do those camper styles, I'm sure they would have installed a toilet in there, right? I mean, because, to me, that's, the first thing I would install. Gotta make sure that there's an actual toilet that I can use. Because I do not want to... I have to find a new toilet while I'm driving and whatnot. Although, I guess you're not really in that camper all the time. You're kind of always just driving on the road, and then eventually, hey, if you actually need to use the bathroom, you just kind of stop at one point, and then you just hope that there is actually enough time and space for you to do so. What the hell am I talking about? I'm just trying to make conversation. The conversation that is myself most of the time, really. But hey, I'm having a blast, honestly. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. So how's this run, buddy? Alright, well, I mean, not much in this run. Lucky that we get the one-up mushroom, and also we get a couple more bombs. I am foolish enough that I'm going to open this. I don't really regret it yet. Yeah, I was hoping for a more... Well, thank you, Mr. Boom. Very cool of you. Man, I haven't heard that phrase in a very long time. very cool indeed. Also, when I was making that edited video, I'm very surprised at how quick it actually rendered. Because it took, like... Oh my goodness, I am very fortunate in this scenario. I'm gonna take Brimstone. One of these days we'll take Monster Manuel. But that day is not today, unfortunately. Well, for it anyway. I was really surprised at that video that I made. Yes, I know I'm like talking about the video, when really I should be talking about other things, but whatever. This is my channel. I get to do whatever I want, even though that is definitely something that you would say... Like, you would definitely hear someone say that, and then like the monkey's paw curls, and then something happens, but you can't really say... You say something and then you realize, oh wait, I shouldn't have said that. But I am pretty proud of that video, and I think the video was 20 plus minutes long. But the recording that I had was about 40 minutes. And for most of that video, like half of the video was definitely cut. Mostly because I thought that at least half of it wasn't that interesting, or rather like kind of wasteful. There were some moments where I thought that, you know, maybe I should have actually kept it in. But I think overall it was better that I didn't keep it in anyway. Okay, as foolish as this sounds, I'm gonna go down to the next one. There's really almost no reason to stick around at those points. But yeah, I decided to get rid of like half of the video because I thought it just wasn't that interesting. I do still have the raw cut of, or like rather the raw recording. I don't even know if that's really necessarily the right terminology, the raw cut. Can I get a raw cut of this recording of this new game that you're releasing? I guess I suppose I can just say what it is since, well, at the time of this recording, it hasn't been released at all. But when I am scheduling it, it should be. And that video will be kindergarten. Can I get one raw cut of the kindergarten, please? Sorry, sir, we can't allow you to have that. That's classified information. What do you mean there's classified information? Also, I just remembered as well. I remember watching a video, because when I was making that kindergarten video, I wanted to do other small, tiny bits of voice acting, which, you know, is obviously I have the greatest voice acting ever. But I eventually decided that maybe instead of doing... Okay, also, by the way, we got the shovel. That's really nice. I don't think this works. No, it doesn't. I think a little bit more useful than Mr. Boo. Okay, anyways, when I was making that video, I wanted to do a little bit of different voiceovers for the characters, because, I mean, obviously, if you're playing some sort of RPG where other characters, you got, like, NPCs, and you gotta have, like, unique voices and whatnot, you gotta do a little bit of voice acting. But I felt like my voice acting was very limited in what I was doing. So instead, I decided that I would do a little bit of voice acting, and then I would use the South Park method, which I remember listening about this in an interview, where the voice actors would try to mimic the voices as much as plausible, and then afterwards they would just say, okay, we're gonna pitch it up so it actually sounds like a child or whatnot. And I thought that I tried to do the same thing. I'm still trying to figure out certain voices for some of the characters, but overall, I'm pretty happy with what I managed to get away with, to be honest. Most of the edits was just me changing the pitches for the characters, which took a little bit of time to get used to and understand like which characters needed to be what pitch, because I keep forgetting sometimes. But honestly, that was a really fun experience to go through. Obviously, it wasn't like the be-all end-all greatest edit ever, but I really did enjoy myself doing it. Okay, I am taking a lot of foolish damage here when it comes to Krampus and the Gertzmans. And it was regarding that video where I was listening to it was like, you can make over 100 voices. And I thought to myself, damn, I could make 100 voices. And honestly, I'm really convinced that I could make 100 voices. After watching that video. Maybe one of these days I will incorporate more of that similar talking voice, but I guarantee you, as soon as I listen to a playback of it, I will immediately think to myself, wait, that doesn't sound anything different at all. It's just me. Unless like it's a very specific tone where you know it's completely different. But boss, your voice, it sounds the same. I don't want to be rude to your boss, but it definitely sounds the same and you're not really doing anything different with your voice. What? What are you talking about? My voice is perfectly normal. No, boss. It's actually, because it sounds completely normal, it doesn't change anything at all. I don't even know what my voice is either. Oh man, actually doing that voice really does hurt the throat a little bit. So how's this run going? It's actually going pretty well. I mean, we got... I'll be honest, Sister Maggie and Brother Bobby actually doing and putting in the work. Although that probably has to do with its positioning. Rather with their positioning as one of the few front characters. Because I don't think they made that change until Repentance, which is kind of a surprise to really know. Which is why like things like Little Grim immediately fall off as soon as you don't get it on the first, as your first familiar. Very like cursed room, or secret room rather. There is no cursed room, at least in this version of Isaac, I believe. But so far, I mean, with Brimstone, we are just flying through these rooms. Although, I am like not necessarily paying the most attention to this, to be honest. I did change my screen from small to medium. It is, I think, going out a little bit better. I can only hope that for the video, it's not that bad. I'm actually going to take Mom's bottle of pills because it's at least more useful than the shovel. Anyways, regardless, I hope to keep making more of those edited videos and improve my editing skills a little bit more. I will say that it took a little bit more time. Sorry, I'm just gonna do a little bit of OBS settings as I keep talking. Some of the edits I made in that video that I'm not sure how it would really be received is that I don't... This is my own personal taste. I don't like it when there's cuts in a video and then suddenly like the music changes. Maybe that's just me. I find those a little bit too jarring. But then at the same time, if I do my method, which is what I actually did for the video, and that is to have the actual in-game music be soft, but then edit in the actual music in like one long piece. But I do worry that the music might play like my feedback twice. I am not skillful enough, and I am also not patient enough to sync up the audio perfectly. This is really good, actually. PhD. I might be tempted to buy the pill. We're on Depths 1, so we also just got our devil pill, so it's not really the end of the world. No, let's get it. Okay, I gotta try to use Cuba Beat a little bit more. This Monstro 2 is can be a difficult boss, to be honest. Oh well, there goes the devil deal. You know what? Let's just do this. I don't like dealing with you. go. Fortunately, no more pills. We could go in the mob trap. Yeah, give me some money, thank you. Maybe this is like the one time when having the shovel would be far more useful. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the kindergarten video. I made a couple of edits, and the music edits that I made, I am a little bit concerned about it. And yes, I did go into every... I did go into every single time I had to voice a different character, I had to cut and change the pitch for all of them. Yes, and I guess we'll take bombs with keys since eventually bombs will be more useful than keys. I did go down and pitch up all of the character voices. I will definitely forget how to do most of them. And I will say that the voices may change in the future into different kinds of voices. Maybe not the same. I think some of them are pretty simple to remember. Like, oh goodness, I didn't need to take the bombs with key. One of them that I know I will be able to do constantly is the teacher. Although I don't want to do it now because my throat, I think it hurt the most when I did that particular voice. It was really damaging on my throat. But don't worry, in the future I will actually remember to warm up my voice before I do any sort of voice acting in the future. Because, oh my goodness, that throat really killed me. It could also be the fact that I'm still inexperienced when it comes to all those things, and I am only using my throat voice instead of my diaphragm. In fact, you know what? This is like an opportunity for me to unshrimp a little and to actually speak with the diaphragm a little bit more anyway. We got another one-up mushroom. Oh, it's mini mush. Never mind. I thought it was another one-up. So anyways, I'm going to try and speak with my diaphragm a little bit more so that I am not constantly killing my throat most of the time. And also try to talk a little bit slower, although as you can possibly, or rather you can gander for yourself, I'm not doing a particularly good job of that. It's really interesting how the voice really works. You sound amazing in your own head, because the vibrations of the bones in your, from like your voice box all the way to your skull, it all affects what you hear. But then when it projects out, you sound like a or at least that's what I thought about myself when I first listened. It is a lot easier to hear my own voice now. I don't need... What's full health? It is a lot easier now to listen to my own voice when I do my own recordings. Because let me tell you, when I first started, like everybody has that experience when they first hear their own voice. Oh I really sound like this. I wonder if people have tried doing an impression of their own voice, of what other people hear. Even though it's the same thing, but you want to try and mimic that voice in your own head. But then when it projects out, it's a completely new voice. That's like an idea that you can have for a separate voice. It's me, but it's also not me. It could be like a good double agent voice. With 9 cents, I'm actually going to buy this, so I don't have to pick it anymore. This is the razor blade. Take damage, you get damage up, which is not that great. I know I don't get the pill, which I think is at least a useful pill compared to, say, most others. Also, I'm slowly noticing as I'm fighting Mom that the timing of the foot is almost predictable. I don't really know what kind of word to really use to describe for the lack of my thesaurus in my brain. But it is a very predictable pattern. And there goes Mom. No devil deal. go down to the next floor. Let me just take a sip, if you will. Wonderful H2O. Wow, the throat really is hurting. Maybe that's the rule of this video. The throat be hurty a lot. Remember, you should always do some warm-up exercises before you start doing some random nonsense like that. I have learned my lesson, and I will attempt to not repeat it in the future. Don't need the bomb. I don't even know if you can actually drop a pill in this version. Because there's almost not really a need to. I will say though that despite the run being kind of good, it's being carried by Brimstone mostly. There's no... We got our tears up but no damage up. But I think we just won the run with this combination. Because with this... Oh, it doesn't synergize. Well, that's lame. Okay, well, what it was supposed to do was shoot a bunch of Brimstone lasers, but... I guess... Tammy's head doesn't work that way in this version, which kind of sucks. Well, I guess it is kind of worse than Mom's bottle of pills. So I'm just gonna take this, because Mom's bottle of pills could give us balls of steel and HPs up. HPs ups. Although we just got a devil deal, so... Yeah. I mean, nothing much else in this run, I will say. Although circling back, I did remember that old subway bit that I did in the previous video. Hello, my name is Eggpon number 816234679. Welcome to Eggman Land. What can I get you today for your subway order? Yeah, I like a sandwich with teriyaki chicken, please. Great, you would like to order the egg dog. That would be 20 rings. I didn't order egg dog. Absolutely perfect. We will put this on your credit card. Another... you know what? Screw it. I already learned my lesson from last time trying to get more HP ups. Yeah, I need to know what the range is for people who need to really take into effect. Because I am kind of desperate for more damage. Okay, well, maybe not do things like that. Okay, I am seriously underestimating the damage that Sister Maggie and Brother Bobby is actually dealing right now. Although I say that, I should not... Oh, I have a health up! I completely forgot about that! I was about to throw in the towel, and actually we have like 9 more of these, so... We're gonna be here for a while. I completely forgot about that. I guess Brother Bobby and Sister Maggie is actually helping. I keep forgetting that I have like a bunch of health upgrade, extra lives. I keep forgetting this all the time. No matter how many times I play, I will probably forget. And I guess with the smaller item pool, having a bunch of health upgrades like this is not all uncommon. Although I will admit, I was kind of a fool for the first run for this. And there goes Mom. Well, that's it for this particular episode. We got Money Equals Power! A very, very good item. But now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and also subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. And also, any feedback, just put it in the comments. I will very much read it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!